Iron Lung is a great movie that I highly recommend seeing if you're not scared of blood, because, oh boy, there's a lot of it in this movie. Not to go see it this last Sunday, and when I got to the theater, there were people lined out the door, and everyone was waiting to get tickets to Iron Lung. If you don't know, this movie's directed, wrote, funded, acted, and published by the famous YouTuber Markiplier. It is fully self-funded by him with no other studio involved, so overall, I had very good expectations for this movie. As I picked up my popcorn and settled in my comfy chair, I had no idea what this movie held in store for me. In the first part of this movie, we learned that this universe is set in an event called the Quiet Rapture. Basically, every planet and star has disappeared, and the people left on the spaceships are now the only people left in the universe. We focus in on Markiplier, whose name in the movie is Simon, a prisoner that they captured from another spaceship. He is in the submarine called the Iron Lung and is descending to the bottom of an ocean of blood to find out what is at the bottom. Through the intercom on the sub, he talks to a lady on the other side who makes it clear that he is a convict, and he has to look for stuff at the bottom of the ocean. As he lowers to the bottom, the intercom cuts out and he is on his own. Simon has to use the sub's coordinate system and sensors to glide along the floor of the ocean and use the camera in the back to take pictures of anything interesting. Now here's where the horror part starts. After a while, he finds a skeleton, and somehow the intercom picks up, and he tells the lady there is a skeleton on the bottom of this ocean. She does not believe him because why would there be a skeleton at the bottom of a blood ocean? So they send Simon up and attach a scoop to the sub so he can go back down and grab the skeleton. Now Simon does not want to go back down as he thought he was free after this, but the people up top are not hearing him out, so in a fit of rage, he takes a picture using the camera for some reason and accidentally fries the people on top because apparently the camera is an X-ray camera and it's highly radioactive. Whoops. After Simon fries the team, they have to find a new guy to lead him down to the bottom to pick up the skeleton. The plan is to ram the skeleton because the guys who we fried didn't install the claw properly, so he has to use as much force as he can to ram the skeleton to pick it up. Now, if you haven't put it together yet, because the camera is an X-ray, it is not a skeleton and an actual living creature. It's an X-ray. He thought it was a skeleton because it showed his bones. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet, that the soundtrack in this movie is incredible. I think it's very well put together, and it's the thing that puts you in the movie, makes yourself feel like Simon. The sound effects, the intense moment, it all works together really well, and it actually makes you feel inside the submarine, which is pretty cool. Now, after Simon rams the skeleton, to everybody's surprise, the skeleton is not a skeleton, and whacks the sub into Timbuktu, and Simon is now cut off from all communications and knocked out in the process. As he wakes up on the floor of the Iron Lung, he now has to navigate his way using the coordinate system back to where he first started, but to his dismay, he seems to be in a cave that he has got into, and without hitting the sub on the walls, he has to find his way out. Now here comes the montage in the movie where he uses the sub's user manual and rips pages out to use as maps, marks them with marker, and tries to find his way out without getting swallowed by that thing that attacked him earlier. Another really cool thing about this movie are the cool camera angles. The way the camera is slightly tilted in one shot, or a close-up of the precipitation of the water in a pipe, that are just really well thought of and put together. One of the camera shots is the blood drips from the ceiling, and it lands on Simon's arm, and it really focuses in on the blood droplet, then his face. It's about 10 seconds, but it's a really carrying shot. Other big studios would skip it, but, well, there's no other action really going on. But the way they really focus in on that shows how they really care about every detail of this film. Back to the movie now. Eventually, Mark finds his way out, but on the way, he sees a broken down thing and goes to investigate it. And the letters SM8 appear on the side. So he's like, what? Another sub? Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this review now because I don't remember a lot of the rest of this movie besides the demon monster realm and the ending. But I won't spoil the whole film, so you can go watch it yourself with surprises. As an overall rating for Iron Lung, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was a great movie starring Markiplier with intense scenes, great soundtracks, excellent psychological twists, and oceans of blood. There are still improvements to be made for this movie, such as half the time I can't hear for the life of me the voice on the intercom. I don't know what audio filter they put on that, but they need to pick a different one. Another flaw was the whole part, almost in the end, where there was a mini montage with the blurred camera looking at his face, then the blood, then his face, over and over, and the blurred camera made me cringe and dizzy in the head because it did not look good at all, but I guess it was their choice, so okay. It was a great movie. I recommend seeing it in theaters or when it gets to digital eventually. Thank you for watching.